Hello, everyone, and welcome to Churchy Chats with the Church Girl. Tonight's episode is going to be so much fun. I know I say that every week, but this week is about to be lit. So, before we jump into tonight's broadcast, make sure that you share this, make sure that you engage. We would like to also hear from you. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Alicia. I am the owner and creator of A Church Girl, and started off as a clothing line, and now it's more of a lifestyle brand. And Churchy Chats is one of my newer ventures. And we have come all the way through month 2, and I cannot believe it. All the way through May, all the way through June, and God has just been so faithful and so kind. And I'm just excited to keep the party going. Tonight, I know I'm always telling y'all that I don't really know my guests that well, but this night is a little bit different. Moses Pastor. Let me make sure I'm giving these people their titles. Because y'all always hear me calling most people by their nicknames, even if I just met them, because that's just who I am. But I don't even know how long I've been knowing Mose. Forever. His dad and my dad are friends, so you know how that goes. We go out to dinner, we hang out, we do the whole thing. So I'm excited to have my brother on tonight. He's right here from the city of New Orleans, so I'm also excited to have a homeboy on. And then I have my girl, Nicole. Y'all, I can't tell you how long I've been knowing Nicole. It just seems like we've been friends forever, right?
Forever, yep. Long time.
She is my friend. She is my confidant.
Yeah.
She is just such a dear, dear heart and sister to me. And I'm so grateful to have her on tonight. And last but not least, Miss Whit. So this is the person that I did slide into their DMs to get them on the show. I met her through BCI, the Black Christian Influencers, and I love the work that she's doing. She's an amazing woman, and she's just doing so many things to help other women and help other Christians. So I'm excited to have her on. I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves, and then we're going to get right into tonight's episode.
Hello, everybody. Alicia said it. Moses Gordon, homeboy here in New Orleans. I'm just happy to be here tonight to share with these wonderful women, these beautiful, intelligent, wonderful Black women. And I'm just honored to be here. I serve 2 churches here in New Orleans. I'm a devoted husband. I have a 2-year-old miracle child.
Amen.
I tell her story everywhere. She spent 93 days in the NICU. And she was born 23 weeks, 23, 24 weeks. And the Lord has literally brought her through. And I tell her
Amen.
every time I get a chance. So I just wanted to shout that out. And thanks for having me. I don't know how much I can bring to this, but I'm going to do my best.
I'm sure you'll do this fine. All right, Nick, talk to the people, Nick.
Hi, I'm Nicole Taylor. I live in Mississippi. I'm married to a handsome, wonderful husband, Donovan Taylor, for almost 14 years next month. I have 2 girls, Jadis and Jordan. One's 11 and my baby is 6. I've been knowing Alicia long time. She's my home girl. We on the phone all the time.
Yes.
I love her parents. They're like my parents.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm just glad she included me. I was so nervous. I almost talked myself out of it, but I was just like, I'm going to do it.
We here.
I'm just glad to be here and hope I can bring some, life personality to the conversation. Thank you, Alicia. Appreciate it, girl.
Thank you for being here, Nick. Thank you for being here. Come on, Whit, talk to us.
Hey, everyone. My name is Whit Devereaux. I am here in Chicago, Illinois.
Come on, Chi-Town.
Yes.
I am a single mother of 2 daughters. I actually was a teenage mom, so my story is actually overcoming the limitations of teenage pregnancy, domestic violence, and depression. And I have a mentorship program that is a hybrid program, so we're online mostly with 2 annual meetups or biannual meetups so that we can just celebrate being overcomers. So everything I do, everything that I am about is just talking about overcoming and letting people know that they're not by themselves. Like my book, Not By My Own. You probably see that hashtag a lot. If not, you will after tonight. So thank you, Alicia. I'm excited to be here and to just talk to you all tonight.
All right, let's get into it, everybody. Make sure you follow these wonderful people on social media. I have them tagged on Instagram for sure. I have them tagged. So go over and follow them and all the great things that they are doing. So let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. So saints of God, this is the final season of Greenleaf. And actually, the new episode is coming on tonight. It premiered last Tuesday. And I have my thoughts on it. But first, I want to hear what do y'all think of this episode, and what do you think is going to happen for the rest of this season?
It was a lot going on. The last 30 seconds probably did a lot because I wasn't expecting it to end like that.
Okay.
I thought he was just going to run away, but I never thought that when she opened the bathroom door that, I don't want to tell if they haven't seen it, but.
Well, if they haven't seen it, spoiler alert.
It's too late, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to, take his life.
Let me tell y'all what she's referring to. If you've never watched Greenleaf before, it's too much for me to explain the whole thing. But to catch you up, it's about a young lady named Grace Greenleaf who has been gone from her family for years and years. She comes back into the picture with her daughter, and she really went home to find out really what happened to her sister with her sister's death. What was really going on, why her sister took her own life, right? So this whole time, she really went home and dove into that and was investigating and did all this stuff. And last season, we were introduced to a young man who just popped up and he was like, "You my mom." And they were like, "Oh, okay." So yeah, and it was for her with a past love, so they have kind of been,
trying to
handling that. Yeah, it's been a whole lot. He has been in jail. He's been on drugs. He has stolen from people. Like, he wilding. Can I just say he is wilding?
All the way.
So this episode, it opens with the parents who were divorced. Y'all, it's a lot that happened on this. The parents, yes, Bishop Greenleaf and Lady Greenleaf divorced because it's just been drama. And it opens up with them wanting to get remarried and wanting to start a church because the other church got taken from them. And it's a house, y'all. Can I just tell you that it's a house? But anyway, Moses, stupid. Yeah. So they decide to start a new church and get remarried. And when Grace goes to look for her son, he should be here. He's in the bathroom, dead.
Oh, he took his life.
Dead.
Dead, gone.
Yes. Right. Well, it's a lot. He robbed a store. He robbed the store and somebody else took the blame for it. But the person who took the fall for it is dead.
Right. Wow. It's a lot. I'm telling you.
It's a lot of moving parts. And then we have a sister.
Medicine right now, y'all.
I know.
But that's not even all. That's
one character.
Character.
We're just talking about Grace.
That's it. And then we have Charity, who has ruined everybody's life.
Everybody.
Charity.
Everybody. That's a little slow, baby. She's a little slow. A little slow, baby.
And for those of you who watch it, I want you to tune in because I don't know about you, Nick, but I am so tired of Charity. I'm so sick of Charity. I don't know what to do.
I've been hearing that a lot. I've been hearing that a lot.
So she's like weak mind. You ever seen someone that's just, I'll do anything for love? It doesn't matter if it costs me everything. She's one of those chicks.
She's that person.
Did you know her husband was he was gay? She found out he was gay.
He was gay.
And they had a little boy. So I think that really did something to her mental.
And how could it not? I mean, how could it not?
Right.
But she's also, and this is something I did want to kind of talk about. She is also like the middle child, kind of, sort of. She's in there somewhere, and she feels like she's the one that never gets what she wants. She's always wanted to preach, but it was either Grace or the son that was preaching. It's never her. She's the singer. She's this, she's that. Do you all think that it can be tough as parents? I know we can talk about it from a parental standpoint, but even in church, well, how do we deal with people? And I don't want to say that's not her calling, but how do we deal with people who has a clear calling?
Right.
and it's different from what they desire to do.
Wow.
Good question.
Wow.
Now, how do we
Good
approach
question.
that?
Wow. But let me, and then the middle child syndrome at that.
Uh-huh.
So,
Right.
you know, my dad is a pastor.
Mine too.
My oldest uncle is a pastor.
Okay.
And in between them, it's a middle uncle, and he's like the thug of the family.
Oh,
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And like because here in New Orleans, whatever, my dad has been pastoring for 44 years. My uncle for 30.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So people go around saying, "Oh, those two Gordon brothers." And
Oh,
my
yeah.
uncle is like, you know, what about me?
Right.
Right.
So that I'll call it that middle ministry child syndrome.
Okay. That's good.
That can really like have a crazy impact on that person's development. And it can really push him out of church. It really can.
That's, oh my God, 100% agree. 100% agree.
Yeah. What do you
100%.
think, Whit?
Well, I think I'll use my own children, for example. So I have a child who is 15, and she can sing. And so everywhere she goes, people want her to sing. My youngest one, she's the dancer. Singing is not the ministry, but dancing is. So I try to cultivate the gifts instead of just highlighting one. Okay,
Absolutely.
you're good at dancing. Let's put you in that. You're good at singing. That way, it's not so much of a competition or somebody feeling overshadowed or overlooked or just not important. So cultivating the gifts they do have, I believe, is important.
Yeah, and I think I think Greenleaf. One thing I can say they do a good job with is, well, kind of, sort of, are the parents kind of dealing with the children each where they are, kind of, and maybe and maybe Bishop Greenleaf does it a little better than Lady May. However, I think that that's one thing that they kind of do well with. But like I said, what happens when you have that child or you have that person who is clearly gifted in another area, but they're like, nah, that's not what I want to do. I want to preach. And that's where that's where Charity is. Go ahead,
That's
Nick.
where she is. Yeah. But I feel like it's a lot of people in church who feel like they're called and they're not. So it's not even just in that family. You know, you can't tell them that the Lord didn't come down and sit on their bed and tell them that they're meant to preach. And you look at them and you're like, you're just not ready. But it's hard to tell them that. It's like, it's hard. And you know,
you talking, Nick.
Oh. Let somebody else talk, because I done got stirred up. Let somebody else talk.
But that's facts. No, this happens all the time. This happens all the time. And it can be hard to kind of deal with people who have made up in their mind that this is it, or this is the time. It might be it, but it might not be the time.
Right. Straight up leaving my church. Pastor, I'm called to preach.
See?
All right. Well, then, hey, the Lord ain't showed me that.
That's right.
You know, so
that's right.
Obviously, something that you want to do, so I'm gonna just let you go do it where you want to do it
elsewhere.
But we're gonna be good.
And I'm gonna say one more thing behind that. A lot of people see the things that they, you know, they might, it's like money, or they get attention. They feel like, well, that's why I want to do it. It's so much more than that. When I tell you, my dad's been a preacher since before I was even born. And the amount of things that I've seen him go through, the way people treat him, and my mom and us kids, we go through a lot. People don't get it. Preacher kids, they dog us out, but we go through a lot with our parents. It's a lot. And they just see, they give them a past anniversary, or they did this and they did that, and they like, I'm called. No, it's a lot.
And it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Listen, this is not something I would sign up to do.
Never.
No.
I feel like I was signed up for this Christian Jubilee.
Never.
Do y'all hear me? I did not sign my name. I feel like I was drafted.
You were signed up?
Yeah.
I was drafted.
This Christian
Jubilee. Do you hear me? I was signed up. I was drafted.
Amen.
We're all drafted, right?
Right.
But it's not something that if you are running to it a little too fast, you make me nervous.
Right.
You know?
Definitely.
Amen again.
You know, but Whit, you said you don't really care for the show. Tell us why you don't care for Greenleaf.
Well, it's two things. So I don't really watch TV often.
Amen.
If I do, like, I have to. If I do, it's just got to be something that really like captivates me and has my attention.
Right.
Sure.
So I did try to sit down and watch this episode, but also like the first season, because everybody's like,
Yeah.
"Women, you are gonna love this show."
Just to get a little history.
It was just too much going on. I felt like every second I was clutching my pearls. I'm like, this is too much. Like, it was just too much.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It is a lot.
Yeah. And that became like a turnoff for me. So I stopped watching it just because it was too much to follow. Like, hold on, we just got over this. Now somebody else doing that.
Yeah, which is completely understandable.
But
go ahead, Nick.
And ministry is like that. It's like that. You think you're handling one problem, and you look up somebody else got something going on. Then you got to deal with your family problems too.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Yeah,
but if I can piggyback off of what Whit said, that's really why I never got into the show.
Okay,
and I think that this may be old school, and I've been accused of being old school before. But I think that there is a certain mystery around the ministry that is necessary in order for us to do what it is that we are called to do.
Right.
I think
I agree.
Sometimes when you lift the veil of that mystery and you start exposing all of the flaws of people,
that's true.
Standing in the pulpit, it gives people who are already skeptical.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
A reason to say, I don't have to really listen to what
church folks.
You know,
you know how we are.
I don't go to church. That's why I don't.
Now let me ask you this, Mose. Let me ask you this though. Do you think it could also cause people who are not really church people, or even people who have been, out of the church, once in and now out, do you think that it could cause them to have a little compassion when they see that people, the pastor, his family, they struggle as well? Could it be a flip side to that coin?
I think it could be.
I think so.
I think it could be. But John Legend put it best.
We're just ordinary people,
and I think people give you that base level of humanity. That everybody has flaws, but sometimes I think, and I've had this experience, that when you're called to preach, you're called to pastor, people kind of look at you on a plateau, like who is definitely this person, to speak this about my life, and they start looking for ways and for reasons to kind of knock you back down.
Sure.
So there is, I feel you, what you're saying, Alicia, like, some people may say, hey, man, these are real people.
Right.
But then other people, he ain't no better
than nobody else. Right.
I hear that a lot more.
Yeah. And that's what you're going to hear from stuff like that. But I can honestly say, for one, I've watched it since the beginning. I wasn't going to watch it, but then I decided to watch it. And then I stopped watching it. Then I started watching it again. And mainly because there would be conversations and stuff online, and I didn't want, the people to have one up on me. So it wasn't because I was so obsessed with the show as much as I wanted to know what was going on. Just like church people, we're a little nosy, we want to know what's going on.
A little.
So that was my reason for watching it. I'm kind of glad it's going off, because I don't know what else they could really do without going far. And they've touched on homosexuality. They've touched on everything, illegitimate child. They've talked on, divorce, everything. So I think it's a good time for them to wrap it on up. And speaking of homosexuality, we're going to slide on over to our next topic. And right before we do that, we're going to have a brief little commercial break, and we will be right back.
All right, girl.
Shop I Am Opulence Boutique for all of your handbags, shoes, and apparel needs. We have a wide variety of fashionable and affordable styles. Visit us at www.imopulence.com.
So, ladies, they don't have men's stuff, but ladies, you saw I Am Opulence Boutique. They have some very cute and affordable stuff. And the shirt I'm wearing tonight, it says "Fear is a liar." I know it's a little down. That is awesome.
Cute shirt. I love it.
It is available at IamOpulence.com. So y'all check them out and get you some stuff on the little cheap. Not on the cheap, but affordable, right?
Affordable, yes.
All right. So another topic, let's just dive right into it. If everybody has children but me, okay? But, I'm dying to hear what y'all have to say about this. If your child was a homosexual, and they getting married, are we going to the wedding?
I'll say yes.
I'm
Okay.
definitely going.
I got
Okay.
to support my daughter, not necessarily the lifestyle per se, but
Right.
Okay.
I don't want to just cut off her from either one of them from a relationship with
Right.
me because they're marrying someone of the same sex.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
I'm speaking from a parent, just like she was.
Uh-huh.
It would break my heart. I'm be very truthful. It would break my heart for my child to come and tell me, but I would want to be understanding as a parent because that's my child. It's just like if she came home and told me she was pregnant, if she came home and told me she was on drugs, I'm a parent. I'm going to do what I can to help you, to get your help, but I'm going to love you just like Christ loves us now. I'm going to love you with
Okay.
everything in me. And I'm going to be there. I just could not see me staying at home and my child's getting married. I don't want to make the situation worse. Even though, like she said, I don't agree with your lifestyle, I still love you. You're my baby.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So Mose,
Preacher, I
what
want to
say
hear your
ye?
thoughts,
Preacher.
Is he turning around?
Don't
Come
turn your
on.
back.
What
Don't
say
turn
ye?
around.
No, I'm gonna just say I don't know. And
That's a good answer.
let me tell you why I say I don't know. I it would be real churchy and religious of me to say I'm not going. I'm gonna, and I would lean in that direction. But one thing I do know is that my daughter has me wrapped around her finger.
I got to.
Just from the way she came into the world to just everything about her, and she's 2 years old, she has me wrapped around her finger. And what I would have to negotiate is my love for God and my love for what I believe His Word says, my love for my child, and I would wrestle with that. I got to be honest with you. I would have so I can't answer. I can't answer the question. I think what I can say is that if my daughter, or if I have another daughter or son, would have come and share with me that they feel as though they have another sexual orientation, that I'm going to love them in that. I'm going to love them through that. I think that we do more damage, particularly as Christians, when we abandon our children in the name of a belief. I think that I'm gonna hold fast to my belief and try to love my child and do what God expects me to do as a parent. And negotiate what I have to negotiate in the moment. I don't have an answer. I don't.
And speaking of answers, my mom seems to have her answer. She said she's not going. She's not going. I'm not going. I'm not going. I'm not going. Now,
thank you, Reverend Mrs. Sister.
I don't. It's hard. I agree with him. It's hard, but I love my baby. I don't know. It's just like I said, if she got pregnant, I would be disappointed because I'm like, better, So I couldn't say, would you handle that better?
I don't have kids.
Right. So I'm asking, would they handle that better if they came home and said, Mom, Dad, I'm pregnant, I'm 15. Would that be like, okay, I can handle that a little bit better than you being,
No.
So
I think from my perspective, because I
Whit can speak on this. Right.
I was actually 18 when I had my daughter, but I remember everybody basically saying like, you have to get rid of it, you have to have an abortion. It was just a lot of pressure, and it made me not want to be around my family. Well, now here's the child, and they absolutely love
the
her.
child.
But it's like at the time hearing that news, it was devastating. You don't want your teenager to have a child. Like, let's be honest. I don't want them to. So I talk to them now, like, hey,
listen,
we don't want that to happen. I can tell you from experience, that's a little tough. But no, it wouldn't be any easier. But because I know what it feels like to be rejected, I don't want to put that rejection on my children.
I totally agree.
That's good.
I totally agree.
Let me just say, Felicia Henry says, I don't have kids, but I feel like I would not want to go, but still find a way to express my love to them. But I don't know. I don't know. And I think I am kind of with Felicia, but like I said, I don't have any, fruit in my womb yet. But I don't know how I would really truly feel about being there. I guess,
it's
you
okay
know,
to know.
right, and
Right,
here's
it's
the thing
okay.
too. Here's the thing too. I don't know if I would go to a wedding if I disapproved of the person that you married, even if it is the right
A
sex.
man. Yeah.
You know
right,
what I'm
man.
saying? Right. We never talk about that. We never really talk
Right.
about that. And I hear some people say, my mom didn't come to my wedding, or my dad didn't come to my wedding, or,
Definitely.
my mom and dad cried the whole time because they knew it was wrong. And they just,
Right.
but as parents, though, I think, well, we have another Felicia Williams. She made a good point too. She said, I think parents can handle their kids getting pregnant early over their children's sexual
I
preference.
totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. They
And
would
that's
rather them
very
have
true.
a baby. It's
Right.
very true.
And that's,
I agree with that 100%.
I heard that.
I don't even know what to say.
There's an old lady in my church, and there's a generational divide as it relates to how we process certain issues. But there was this old lady in my church. She said, "Well, Pastor, I mean, it's wrong for somebody to have, a child, whatever. But at least they right when they wrong. I mean, when somebody that's just wrong. And I'm like,
well,
Right.
you know how we finagle it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know how we finagle it.
Because at least you with a man, that's how they feel. At least
right.
you with a man. And but you know how our community is about that. I'm just gonna be honest. They don't really rock like that. They just don't accept it. But I just, like I said, if my daughter came and told me, she's in love with another woman, I would be crushed. But I wouldn't want her to not come to me and talk to me because I'm her mom. So I just would be like, I don't know. I would have to ask my husband, like, would he go? Would he stay home and I go? I don't know how he would feel either. So it's like, I'm probably saying yes now.
Right. The men? I mean, because
on the husband.
But let me tell you, though,
flip it on him.
When it comes to a man and a daughter, it's different. So if I came to my dad, if I went to my parents and said, "Listen, I'm gay," and don't worry, I'm strictly. I won't finish that. I won't finish that. I won't finish that because we on Churchy Chat.
Right.
But just so you know, I'm strictly.
Okay.
Anyway,
I'm done.
I love it.
If I came to my parents and told them, "Listen, I'm gay, I'm getting married,"
right,
and my mother said, "Oh, well, I'm not coming to the wedding. I don't support you," blah 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 blah, I'm gonna be hurt and I'm gonna have my feelings about it. But when dad talks about him being disappointed in his baby, you know what
totally
I'm saying?
Different.
That's
totally
gonna hit. That's gonna hit
hard.
And it's the same thing with mother and son.
Yeah.
It hits different.
Right.
When that, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. And that would maybe make me take a step back and be like, well, maybe I should think about this.
Right.
Well, I think Whit brought up a point, and it's that sometimes we do this in our theology. We take sound theological premises.
Mm-hmm.
We don't think about how the conclusions that we arrive to, how they impact people who are on the other side of those conclusions.
That's true.
That's true.
And it's important, I think. I mean, having been on the other side of rejection, that really gives you a feel of what that pain is like. It gives you a feel of all of the internal thoughts and all that kind of stuff. And I would just say, even if, because like I said, my inclination is to say, no, I ain't going. But then I got to think about, well, how is this going to be received on the other end?
Right.
What is the emotional?
Absolutely.
What is it? And so even if I say I'm not going, I can't just be like, no, Jacqueline dad, and be like, I'm not going, you going to hell.
Right.
That part.
Right.
As a father, and I share this with the fathers at our church, you have to be the pastor of your house.
Yeah, amen. That's where you start.
And you
definitely.
And part of that is, resolving the difficulties and the things that arise in love and in compassion.
Yeah.
So that's why I say I don't have the answer, but Whit, like, that kind of tugged on my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, you know, I've been on the other side of that.
Sure.
Yeah.
But then,
and
but God is on the other side of us going astray from His will.
Right.
Exactly.
You know, so.
And I think what my struggle is, honestly, is I don't see myself celebrating it. And I think that's where my struggle comes in. You know what I mean? I don't see myself celebrating this situation, because if I go to the wedding,
it's like
I don't know. Right. And we're standing before God.
Behind.
Right.
What?
Be in the bathroom.
I'm gonna be drunk. I'm gonna be in there like
What is happening? What is happening?
Everybody be like, what's wrong with Ram?
I don't know.
That's why I say, like, I don't agree necessarily with the lifestyle, but I just wouldn't feel terrible if I didn't support my child and being present, just because I know how it feels like to give birth and be alone and all of those other things.
Yeah.
It's just that part of me that's like, you know what, I got y'all, like, period.
Right.
Yeah.
Like no matter what. No matter what.
No matter what.
And honestly, I got this from a friend of mine, Paige. She posted this, Mose Justin posted this a while back. And I was like, you know what, that would be a good topic to have, because he's a pastor too. You know, he's a young millennial pastor, and he was like, you know, I'm absolutely supporting my child. I'm absolutely going to be there for them. And you know, I go and look on people's conversations in their comments just to see people's train of thought. And most people were like, well, no, I wouldn't go. And I wouldn't go because of this, that, and the other. And all I have right now, I'm like, Moses, I don't know. Right. I just don't know if my heart, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But while you're they're dating and they're coming to your house. So
but do you allow that though? Do you allow that though?
Yeah, because you can't like all of a sudden protest.
Exactly.
And we've been having date night together.
But date night.
So it's like,
but do you allow, I had this conversation with somebody too. Okay, you have a homosexual child and they come home for the holiday and they bring their boyfriend or girlfriend home.
Wow, that's a tough question.
Because here's my thing. If my child is in college, okay, now we kind of get into a little something else. But if my child is in college and they're in a relationship, whether they've told me that if they're sexually active or not, let's say the verdict is out, okay? And they bring their little boyfriend or girlfriend home, they can both stay in my house. You just got to be in different areas of the house. You know what I mean?
No,
so you can come home.
Don't set yourself up for failure like that. Please don't.
What?
Don't.
See, I don't know.
So both of them can't stay at your house?
But now I'm old and I'm trying to tell you. Don't
Never seen them.
I don't see that other room.
I've seen
See, and I kind of agree with that. I feel like I don't know if I would let you stay in my house.
Okay.
And, you know, I don't know about that. So it's hard to say that. And then I'm like, I'll go to my child gay wedding. I guess I'm backing up. I don't even know. But I don't know. That's a hard question.
So where would y'all, if they're visiting from school, where would y'all send the little boyfriend or the little girlfriend?
The Red Roof Inn.
You dirty dog.
you don't hear me.
It's crazy because I have friends that are like this. I know I have family that's like this. And I'm trying to think, have they ever bought their significant other, I call them, a partner, what they call them. I can't remember them I can't remember if they brought the other person, you know.
Because what happens when your child goes to that hotel room? Because you won't let their person stay at the house.
Well, listen.
Because you know they going, they're like, oh, mama, you put them out, I'm going with them.
They done been there. Listen, let's stop the foolery here.
Right.
They done been there.
Definitely.
You know, so you just ain't gonna do it on
Definitely.
This. You know, with this situation here.
Right.
Alicia, don't set yourself.
So if they get married. Right. So if they get married and then they come home for Christmas, Alicia, they're married now. So do you let them come for Christmas?
A homosexual couple.
Yeah, the couple.
I don't know.
If they just can't stay. See,
y'all got to stay somewhere.
It's a hard question.
I don't think y'all can stay. I don't think y'all can stay at my house.
But y'all can come eat and mingle, but then y'all gotta go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you can.
It's a hard question because I'm thinking of it as a parent. I love my kids, and it's just hard.
Right.
And then it's hard to answer something you haven't been through. So I haven't been through this. It's just off the top of my head, I'm saying yes. And then if it happened, I'm like, oh no, I'm not going. I just see my kids. I love them, so I'm kind of like, yeah. Then if it happened, it's like, man, I said I would. Now I gotta back this up. I don't know.
We're disingenuous with a lot as it relates to consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why I can say I don't know, and I think at least we're here, is because if you're not going to be there at a wedding, what you're basically saying is I'm not going to be there for the rest of the life.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
If I can't be here at the beginning, then I'm not going to be here. And life has a lot of twists and turns. And,
Right.
and that's a hard thing to say, that I'm going to abandon my child.
Sure.
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard.
I just don't know. I wish I could be like your mama. I don't know. But
Yeah.
You're not.
She said she got covered.
I'm gonna be
Just trying to make it. Just trying to make it.
I'm gonna be trying. I'm holding on.
That's a hard.
And I feel like when you get into relationships, I feel like when you get into relationships and when you get into other people's relationships and how you feel about them and whether or not you approve of them, I don't think we talk enough about approving of heterosexual relationships and how to deal with those types of things. Because we'll let somebody in our house that we know is not in a good situation, but it's just because it's man and woman, then we kind of let certain things slide.
We tolerate
right. It's right. It's not wrong. It's right. So I don't know. This is kind of a hard.
This was a hard question. When I tell you it was hard, when you sent it, it was like, ooh.
That actually, and I might say this all wrong, but I think it's like about the story with, is it Tamar in the Bible, where like the people came and the men wanted to sleep with the other men?
I
know Tamar was raped.
No, Tamar was raped. You're thinking about Genesis 19.
You know what I'm talking about?
You're talking about Genesis 19 when
come through with the actual scripture. Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
But they were trying to give up the men, but the men were like, no, I'm gonna give you these women instead.
Right.
Virgins. And that just reminded me of that. Like, one is better than the other. It's don't be homosexual, but you can
sleep around.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, we look at people. I mean, we have a totally different view of a man that sleeps around than we do, a man who's gay, and vice versa.
Right.
And I don't know. I don't know. Here's the thing, though. I read something earlier. Nicole sent me something earlier, kind of on the topic, and I want to just say, I want to read a few of the tweets or what she posted. So she said, "Y'all asking how kids know if they're bi or gay at a young age, but not how they know if they're straight. Let's unpack." Now, this is word for word. "So when your son has a crush on a girl in his class, it's cute. But when he says he likes a little boy,
put your finger down.
Sit
down. Just the high
part himself.
When he says he actually likes a little boy, you're concerned and you think he's confused. It's all good when they're straight, but as soon as they show any homosexuality, they're too young to know what they like. Girl, bye." And this isn't about sex. I knew I liked boys and girls before I even knew what sex was. When y'all had crushes on people in school, it was never about sex. You thought they were cute and nice, and you had a crush on them, not a sexual fantasy about them. Be honest with yourselves. The homophobia, this is the final one. The homophobia jumps out of y'all. The fear that your child could be gay is so loud and ugly. Whole time, they should be afraid of you, their homophobic parent. Jeez, close quote. What y'all say about that? Chew on that.
Chew on that.
Ooh, that was a lot.
I'm saying it's a lot. It was like.
And that was a lot. I read that earlier and I was like,
yep.
I
didn't know what to say. I said to Talisha, I was like, you talk, I don't know.
What do y'all think? Like, is it when a boy likes a little girl, like she says, it's not something that we condemn, right?
No.
Because, whatever, it's natural.
Right.
And we feel like they are going with the natural order of things. But the moment they say they like another little boy, then they're too young to know what they like, and they don't. What?
Wow.
What?
I'm gonna let y'all talk because I don't know.
Quentin Chad Foster said, "Who said that mess?"
Please do not start. Chad,
He said, "Let me tell you who said that mess, though, Chad. Let me tell you.
I'm gonna let y'all talk because I was like,
it's a chick named Choice Brown who said that.
Her name is Choice, right?
Choice.
It's Choice. It's Choice.
My name is Standards Gordon.
Okay.
I'm just.
But really, what's okay about a little boy liking a little girl, but not about a little boy liking a little boy?
So I think this is all a part of this movement of relativism.
Yeah.
This movement of social, cultural, sexual humanism and relativism.
Sure.
That is basically rebelling against all things absolute. And part of that is it's rebelling against a binary notion of sexuality.
Yeah.
And where do we get binary notions of sexuality? By looking at the narratives in Genesis, where God creates male, female, and then there's this binary notion of what is supposed to be and what's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I basically interpret cultural relativism as an attack on biblical truth.
Absolutely.
That's just my theological position. And so that's the lens through which I view the world. Now, there are other people who have other viewpoints, such as the viewpoint that you raised, that you just raised. I'm just going to interpret it as that it's valid, and you may have that viewpoint. It is not within the construct that God has put in place. And so when I react to it, I react to it within that framework, and it is absolutely going to cut against the grain of relativism, of this doing away of binary sexuality, of this, it's going to cut against that. And what I'm going to sound crazy to you, and you're going to sound crazy to me.
Right.
Definitely. I just know that I'm not standing on my own wisdom and my own understanding.
Right.
That's it right there.
What I believe. Now, cultural relativism would say, no, you are standing in some other man's view of what the word of God said that is not authoritative, and all that kind of stuff. But that's all I'm going to say. And so when my son comes up and he has a crush on a little girl, my daughter has a crush on a little boy, I'm going to be with that because it fits in what I believe God's design.
What I believe in, definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
And listen, even if I don't believe in it, it's still God's design.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
And that's why I'm going to react differently if Junior comes home and says, Scotty is cute.
Who? Who?
They had that on a Disney show.
Go ahead, yeah.
So my daughters, we were watching some Disney show. I think it was like Andy or something. And it was cool for a while. I'm like, oh, I really like this show. It's very diverse.
Sure.
I know exactly
one
that
episode, the little boy was talking to his friend about him liking the same boy that she liked.
Yep.
And my daughters ran in the room and they like, Mommy. Like they were not ready for that whole scene.
Right.
And while I don't want to say, hey, if this person is gay, you can't be their friend or things like that.
Right.
But I acknowledge that it makes you uncomfortable. So you don't have to watch it. That's one. But I've been feeling like there's more of a push for
They pushing their
people,
agenda. They are
to accept that.
hard.
Even we have it now in Illinois. I don't know if it's for you all too, but they're wanting LGBTQ history to be taught by 8th grade. And
I
they've
heard
already
about
started
that.
integrating it. And my
Okay.
daughter was like super confused, and she's like, I don't want to talk about this. So I told her you didn't have to. Like, we haven't learned the basics in history.
Okay.
So I'm
Exactly.
just saying that to say, like,
Exactly.
you know, if that's what y'all do, okay, but just don't push that on
Agenda.
me.
On me.
Right.
Definitely.
That's it. Like,
Yeah.
I agree with
I'm
you
not
with
pushing it on
100%.
you either. Just
What you say, Mo?
Right.
I think that's because it's conflated. Sexual orientation is now being conflated with ethnic identity. And so now the playbook has been set for how to gain cultural acceptance through the struggles of people of color in this country. And now the LGBTQ agenda has basically fallen into that gap to say, now we see how to do it. Because and I think that they've been very wise and very shrewd in how they do it. When I was coming up, it was sexual preference. Now the conversation has shifted to sexual orientation.
Right.
Because I believe they were smart enough to realize that you can't say I was born this way if this is your sexual preference.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So they had to shift the terminology
So they had
to fit their agenda. Absolutely.
Fit what it is that they.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Council of Dads. My wife has got me into this show, Council of Dads. And you do what you got to do to keep peace in your house. Amen.
Amen.
Definitely.
Council of Dads, and this whole theme of this show is around this one little girl who has this near-death experience. She's a little girl, and she basically, from this near-death experience, gets the courage to come out and tell her parents that, hey, when I get old enough to like people, I just need you to know that I'm going to like people like me and not boys. And that is like the horizon.
Okay.
And I'm like, wow. You know, so it is what it is. We love everybody, though.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Go ahead, Nick.
It's hard for me to say, you know, at like 10, like, how would you know? You know, because my baby is 11 and she still plays with dolls. She don't, you know, I had to explain to her because now you go to school, it's an open conversation. You got people with 2 moms, you got people with 2 dads.
Yeah.
So they know the difference. And it's like, well, how did you wake up and realize I like women?
Right.
You know, how did you wake up and say, okay, today I like men? Like, how do you know that at such a young age? I don't know how. Like, I get confused on what I want to eat or what I want to put on. So how do I know, you know, that's what I was talking about, that show. Andy, we watched that Shame show. I know one show, I had to stop it from watching because one of the little boys walked to one of the other little boys' house and they had 2 dads. And it was just like, I think this is too much for y'all. We just got to go back to, you know, something else, because I believe in man and a woman. I really do. That's why it's hard about the marriage. This a whole that question was hard for me. It's my child, but I just believe in the man and the woman. That's what I just believe. That's what I've been taught. That's what I believe in. I stand firm on it. I'm not changing it. That's just what I believe in. But it's like your child, I don't know. It's just,
I mean, it's a hard.
All of the 90s, all of the shows, we'll record Garfield and Friends.
Right.
The Flintstones, the Jetsons. You know, before we had to deal with this, can we go back? But everybody touched on kind of, you know, the rights of the homosexual community and, well, the LGBTQRSTUV. No disrespect, but I can't keep up. But
it's a lot.
I think a lot of our viewers agree with this young lady who made this comment is angry. She's trying to, you know, speak out against something that has happened to her in her past. And she's just making this statement across the board and maybe possibly doing it so that she can get some pushback. She can have the opportunity to say the things that maybe she couldn't say to the people that hurt her.
Right.
You know, now she has a platform and an opportunity to say it to people and just have a fight with whoever's willing to engage.
Right. And Leisha, I want to say, you know, when we was growing up, our parents, if they said, this is what you're going to do, this is what you're going to do. It wasn't no back talk. It was just what they said. I think the parents now are a little bit more
whatever you
they're a
want.
little bit more talkative, like come to me and tell me what you're feeling. Come to me and tell me what's going on. We're a
And
little
I'm
bit more
okay
open.
with that. I'm okay with that. But we're also going to talk through this thing. It's not just going to be like, oh, well, whatever is fine. We're
Right.
as parents, we are to guide and direct our
Guide them,
children,
yeah.
not just to let them go with everything that they feel.
Whatever's going on, but I'm that type of parent. I'm stern in what I believe in. But if you're having a rough day, I want to hear about it. I don't want to tell my child, "Oh, just go away." Whatever. Just be that way. I want to be the parent that you can come and talk to. Because, like she said, I don't want to reject my child. Because some parents are just like, if their child come and tell them that, they are disowned. Like they don't have anything to do with them.
Right.
And that's a hurtful feeling because you're going through something, and they're just hurt. They don't know how to explain it because, we're taught to what we believe. We don't believe in that. So I'm done with you. And
and I'm not there. I'm just also in the place where, this is not just going to be, oh, I'm 10 and I'm a boy, but mommy, I'm a girl inside.
Right. I can't.
No, son. Hold up, baby. Son. Hold up.
I got to talk to you some more.
You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, guide them.
Yes, absolutely. So I think that that's important. And and I'm going to get off the subject, but I have to say this. Mo's talked about how it relates to civil rights and how they jumped on the fact that they can kind of jumped on the black fight. And my dad has often said, I don't know if he said it publicly. Well, now he's about to say it publicly because I'm about to say it. He's always said that he doesn't know what the fight would look like for Martin Luther King Jr. now, because he would almost be forced. He would be forced to be in the LGBTQ fight. He would be forced to be in that fight. He wouldn't have a choice. Let's be honest. He would not have a choice because how else could he not? And that Dante said, my boy D, he said they want representation because at the root of it, they want acceptance. And we don't all accept that as the norm. But they feel like that lines up with being Black, where it does absolutely not. Now, I'm not trying to take away any of your rights as an individual, or from a moral, non-biblical standpoint. I want you to have all the rights that you want to have, because you deserve that. You deserve all your rights. However, as a Christian, I feel a little bit differently about that. But how is it that we get pushed into a fight we may not be prepared to have
because we don't believe in.
Because it's about equality.
Right. This is a tough one, Leisha. You should have gave me something else, like a little lighter. I could do something else.
And I didn't intend to go here.
But it all stems from that question of when you deal with it personally, you have to deal with it within your culture and within the world. It's like the way of the world coming home.
Yes.
And you really, there's no way to build a firewall between
absolutely
between the two. But it is what it is.
Yeah. So we're gonna let y'all go on and chew on that. Okay, we're gonna let we're gonna let y'all chew on that. We're gonna have one more. We're gonna have one more quick little commercial break, and then we're coming back with our last topic. We'll be right back.
This one was hard.
I've decided to record my own Christian bedtime meditation in hopes that it can help someone who may be going through a difficult time. Or if you just need to sleep at night, it's absolutely free and available right now on soundcloud.com/achurchgirl. You can also access the link through my Facebook and Instagram pages. I really hope that this is a great help to you. Every blessing, always.
So guys, I'm super excited about my Christian meditation that I just released. I would love for you to check it out. It's absolutely free and available on soundcloud.com/achurchgirl. If you need to get some rest, go on and check it out tonight and make sure you let me know how you liked it. So now that we've took a little minute to lighten the load, we're going to end with a bit. I mean, this might be comedic, but you never know. We might end up taking it to the heavy place. But
I don't think I can take nothing else, Lisa. And tell your mama Tell your mama don't be mad at me because I said I might go.
Don't be mad.
Tell her don't be mad at me because I said I might go.
Because you're going to the win.
I'm still coming to y'all church. Don't look at me on my head. Please tell your mama.
Don't judge you. Don't judge
Don't
you.
touch me.
I'm walking.
Tell her I don't know no more. I don't know. I'm with the pastor. I don't know.
Y'all know.
I'm going in the opposite direction. Don't say nothing to me.
Period. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
Nothing.
All right, y'all. So I saw this hilarious video on social media the other day. A police officer basically told people he wanted to fight them. Like legit. And I'm gonna show y'all, I'm gonna share my screen and I'm gonna show you all the video. Then when people started taking him up on that good offer, he was like, oh no.
Stuttering, baby.
No.
So he didn't want no smoke, right? So I changed my mind. So I'm gonna share my screen with y'all, and we're gonna watch the 2 clips. And I just wanna have fun and talk about this. So hold on one second, y'all. Oh wait, guys, I'm sorry. I played the last one first. Here we go.
Okay.
Here's the first one. So the first question I have with y'all, the first question.
I didn't get to see it, but I didn't want.
No, we didn't get to hear to see it.
Oh, y'all didn't hear it or see it?
No,
I put it in the private chat. Like I don't think
it's
we
all right.
can see.
It's all good.
The devil is busy, but let me just say this. So just so y'all know, it's basically this police officer. He's telling people. He literally says somebody was online and they were saying things about wanting about police officers hiding behind their badge and, hiding behind their uniform. And if somebody wants to fight him, they can meet him in the boxing ring. He's ready to go. Let's go. Let's fight. And less than 24 hours later, he comes back with another video saying, now hold up, y'all, hold up. All these people done inboxed me and said they want to fight me and they're boxers and they this and they that. Hold up, that's not right. If you want to fight me because of what I do, we're not going to fight. I need you to have a problem with me. Yo, what's wrong with this man?
He a whole show out there. I'll say the word. But he a whole show out here.
he a whole garden. He a whole garden tool out here.
I'm gonna just stick.
I cannot. Exactly. Y'all gotta see the video.
Y'all, please go watch the video.
He's showing muscles and everything. Like he
got his chest puffed out. Like he was ready.
But
he
what
was
is
ready.
wrong? But do you all think honestly that this is how a lot of people think, or this is how a lot of people do think? Like we jump and we say things, and then when we get the response, then we backing up with our tail between our legs. Right. What is the deal?
People get really
shut up. Shut
People get this fake confidence behind the keyboard.
Yeah.
Right? They push play, they go live, and they doing all this. And then when they get the response they wasn't ready for, now you're trying to repent or apologize, take it back. Like, no, you shouldn't did that in the first place. You look stupid. Like, why?
Right.
Why? Right. And do we get this kind of confidence behind a screen and behind that we can just threaten people to meet me in the ring? That's bold.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
he
not
did
right.
comments too. That's crazy though. He made a whole video.
He
A
did.
whole
And
video.
the second one, his muscles was down, like you couldn't see him
Right,
no
it was
more. Like
different.
they
His energy was
disappeared.
different.
Yeah, gone. That's not what I meant.
And you know what, y'all? I think this is what bothers me about a lot of what we do, even when our intentions are good.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes we get online and we get behind our keyboards or behind our cameras, and we might I don't know what his intentions were, but sometimes we have good intentions, but we don't think things through, and we don't, and we just put it out there, and then when somebody calls our bluff, then we look foolish.
Right.
Yeah.
It's almost like you put your business on Facebook, like, oh, me and my husband just got into it and I'm not with him no more. And then you look at why about they together. It's like, why you putting it out there? You shouldn't have said that.
And then get mad when people be commenting.
Right.
Like, oh, y'all still married? You put it out there. I wouldn't know your business if you wouldn't have posted it. So why you mad at me for looking at you upside your head?
Period.
Exactly.
Upside your head.
Period.
Upside your head.
Upside your head.
Yeah.
I'm with him.
That's crazy.
I'm with him. So, saints of God, I admonish you. Like, think things through. Shut up, Mose. I implore you.
Yeah.
We have to think about what we do and how we do it, especially when we put on social media, because we can feel, especially now, it's a lot of tension going on. And it's easy, it's easy to have those feelings, and you're okay to have those feelings. You're okay to go through whatever the feelings you're feeling. Just make sure when you address the people that you've thought through that thing. Just think through that thing. I mean, that was pure comedy, and I thank God for this. I thank God for this man. However, he looked he looked like a straight fool. Okay,
capital L.
Moses, get off my stream. I'm about to take you out. I'm about to take you off the stream. I'm about to take you off the stream. If y'all didn't know, he a Baptist preacher.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Nicole
put you out that bad. She put you out that bad.
Nicole is
It's funny.
She have to do you like that. She have to do you like
I'm
that.
Baptist too, Mose. I'm Baptist too. It's all love. Don't you do it. It's all love. It's all love. It's all love. Anybody have anything else to say as we wrap up tonight? Anybody want to say anything?
This was actually okay, Leisha.
Yeah, I needed this. This was a good time.
I stopped sweating.
Thank you.
See? Everybody had a great time. Everybody, it was super valuable. Everybody's opinions. I think we had a very good conversation tonight. I encourage people to share this broadcast still. Go back, rewatch, comment, tell us how you feel next month on Churchy Chats. I can't believe I'm saying that this is month 3 already. I know I said that in the beginning, but I'm still kind of tripped out. We will be welcoming you to the She Shed. It will be all women all month on Welcome to the She Shed next month on Churchy Chats. But let me tell y'all, September though. No, August. I'm skipping a month. Y'all pray for my mind. August, we're doing Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. So make sure you go on.
Bring me back to that one.
Come on back.
I want to come to the women's ministry.
See,
I'm gonna bring my wife too.
See, you better bring your wife.
Fun to do a couples with.
Because the family that stay together.
See,
that's right. That's right.
So next month, I'm gonna do something with couples too. So let's get it. Yes. So July, make sure y'all tune in. We're going to have the ladies the whole month of July, and then the whole month of August, we're going to have 2 men, 2 women, and we're just going to talk about things that, men and women tend to have a different opinions on. So that's going to be...
That's going to be good.
Don't tell my husband I threw him under the bus. Don't tell my husband I threw him under the bus.
I'm going to tell him.
I was like, you might not know.
I'm going to tell them. So listen. Everybody, can will y'all come back and be with me on Churchy Chats again? I would love to have all of you back.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Absolutely. It was an absolute great show. I thank everybody for being on, and I will see you next week right here, same place, same time on Churchy Chats. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you, Michelle.